listen to the show and peep what these dudes bring. If you didn't know, it's an orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship and a few rings. We're talking baseball. It's an orange and blue thing. Walk off if the game's tied like shoestrings. It's a Mets podcast, orange and blue thing. Beat the other team with defense and a few swings. LFGM, it's an orange and blue thing.
What's up, Mets fans? Back at you on a special Monday edition. If you didn't see the little alert last night or maybe this morning to tell you that orange and blue thing will be Monday instead of Tuesday. Surprise, surprise. We are here on Monday because tomorrow is the Subway Series at Citi Field.
Yes.
The Mets and the Yankees are going to tangle for two at Citi Field, and then the Mets go to the Bronx, I think, in August for two to close out the 4-game series, 2-2, one for each location, Queens and the Bronx. The Mets are 59-37, a game and a half up on the Braves. And for the time being, all is okay in Queens. What's up, Julia?
It's okay, but I wish it was a little better.
Well, yeah, you want to have a little bit more of distance between you and the Braves.
Yeah,
but
I'm a little anxious.
We know this is going to come down to the end.
100%.
And those 9 games in 18 days, whatever it is, coming up soon is going to be such a deciding factor in how this team is going to look towards the middle and the end of August, because we talked about it last week. I think I didn't write it down, but I think it's 9 games in 18 days or something like that. So at Citi Field, the Mets and the Braves are going to meet up on August 4th through the 7th for 5 games, one of those days being a doubleheader. And then in like a week later, the Mets go to Atlanta from the 15th to the 18th for 4 games.
So wild.
That's going
to make or break it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
not definitively,
right.
but
if one team or the other goes and somehow takes all 9 games, which I don't think that's going to be a possibility.
That's huge.
That's gigantic.
Yeah.
And you're putting a gigantic pad between you and them
with
only a month left to play at the end of that. So, or a month and a half, whatever it is. So
we
will see what happens. It's going to get interesting. My one computer here is bugging out for some reason right now. I'm seeing like flashing banners in the bottom. So if we get any like weird sounds coming up soon, that's why. But it is what it is. So not a whole lot has happened between last week and this week. We met up last Tuesday, the morning after the home run derby. They played the All-Star game that night, which I fell asleep to.
Snooze fest.
Total snooze fest. I was actually rooting for it to be the tie.
It was almost,
but
too. It was a close game.
That I don't think was really announced or explained, like who was going to be the pitcher for that. I don't know if there was going to be
I'm not sure,
because each guy usually has their own pitcher. So
I mean
somebody would throw BP.
Was everyone who was
I doubt like Joust was still there. You know.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Is everyone who was picked to do it in the home run derby? So would their pitcher still be there? I guess because of the new rule, they would have stayed the extra day.
I think that I remember Pete Alonso, once he was done with the game, I think he was like showered and like doing his press conference with the like before the game was over. So if he had to like go get suited back up to like go out and hit,
I mean, I'm sure he would.
Diaz didn't even play in the game. Like,
yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, you know, whatever.
But still, it was like of all.
There's too many all-stars. They can't
get
everyone in the game.
I understand, but I also think that kind of puts the pitchers at a disadvantage then, because they can only go 9 innings. The pitchers can only, you know what I mean? Like, and especially is the 3 batter minimum a thing in the All-Star game?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I don't fucking know.
Again, that's
who
a
knows? I fell
disadvantage of the
asleep.
pitchers.
It was very boring.
The National League team didn't get a hit after the first inning until like when? Like the 8th or something.
I don't
ridiculous.
even know. I honestly, by then I fell asleep. Honestly, like I think it was like the 5th inning and like 10:30 at night or something like that. I was like, all right, I'm out.
Something stupid.
But speaking of things that may have been interesting, they did a lot of like mic'd up stuff on that game. So like Nestor Cortez and whoever the Yankees catcher is.
Yeah, they were actually kind of endearing.
Cool. I kind of liked that.
Yeah.
You know, so that was cool. That was a cool aspect of it. Obviously, that can't work in an actual game,
right?
Because
although they had Mark Hanna mic'd up last night,
exactly,
did you see?
Which is what I was kind of getting into.
Yeah.
But you know, with the pitcher and the catcher,
correct,
you know, discussing, you know, like hey, high and tight, whatever, low and inside.
Right.
The only batter of the game to get hit by a pitch in like 4 years was Jeff McNeil.
Of course.
So like that was the funny part of it. If there was anything humorous about the game,
I remember thinking, I'm like, I wish they could pan to Buck's face right now, like on his living room couch watching.
I posted that. I did like the image of like, you know, him with his arms crossed. It was like Buck from the recliner,
from the couch,
wherever he lives. You know, Buck from somewhere. Yeah. So that's that. You know, whatever it is, what it is. So that's already like a week old. So nothing really happened between them. the Mets on Friday looked like shit. Saturday they looked like shit. Last night the bats came back.
They looked
to
like
life.
shit the first few innings. They were getting no hit for like 5 innings.
Exactly.
When they woke up.
Thankfully, the Mets won the game last night, and they ended the weekend with a win. Game day off today, and then at home tomorrow, then off again on Thursday. So they do get a little bit of a breather here.
Good.
Leading into next weekend, going to Miami. So
rest up.
Last night, ESPN did have Mark Kanya.
Yeah.
Explaining, because they actually started it off. They must have known that his name is not pronounced.
Well,
Kana.
I think one of them knew. I think he says it's Portuguese.
With the spelling, right?
Yeah, it's like a Portuguese name, and like I don't quote me. I think that he said it's Portuguese. The authentic Portuguese pronunciation. I might have made up the ethnicity. I don't know, but play it.
So some people may have missed this because a lot of fans that are not too keen on the Sunday Night Baseball broadcast, or let's say the Friday night Apple TV or the Peacock, whatever. So they usually put on Howie. Howie and Wayne do a great job. You can almost get it to sync up where it's not off by too much. And sometimes you have to close the app, open the app. You can get it pretty close.
Yeah.
I did it earlier in the season and it worked out great, where I muted the TV and had on the Mets booth.
Yeah.
But if you happen to miss it, hopefully this doesn't get flagged for some kind of copyright. But this is the explanation of Kanya.
Got a hard cutting question for you, Mark.
All right. We're getting into politics already.
Pronunciation of your last name.
Oh. It's Kanya, technically.
So I was right.
It's Kanya. Portuguese. Yeah. So the NH is like the Enye in Spanish.
Nice.
We say Kana just because, like, 4th generation American at this point. I've never said Kanya, so it feel a little too proper to.
Wait a second. Can we be proper tonight and just go with Kanya?
Yeah.
So from then on, they did go with Kanya, and he got a hit later in the game, and they actually said it. And like, all right, are we just going with Kanya now?
I missed that part, and me and Chris were watching the game, and we heard him calling him Kanya. We're like, how stupid are these announcers that they're repeatedly calling him by the wrong name? And then we're like, oh, that's actually.
Well, it's like the other day when we were like, oh, they're calling Tomas Nido Thomas.
Well, well, that's just bad in so many levels. But like, so I don't know if people know this, but Ariana Grande, the singer, her last name is actually pronounced Grandy.
Okay.
Like her whole family pronounced their last name Grandy, but like everyone just started saying Grande, so she kind of just rolled with it.
Yeah.
I think it's the same kind of thing. It's just like everyone has been calling, like, and I'm sure his whole life and the generation before him,
constantly
correcting people.
Like,
exactly.
Fuck it,
whatever. But yeah, that was funny. And then I love how they were calling him Kanye the whole time, and I was just sitting there imagining Gary Cohen seething that he's been calling him the wrong name for all this time. And I was flashing back to spring training, where it took Keith Hernandez like a solid 3 games to figure out how to say it to begin with. And I'm sure one of his mistakes was actually right, and he's probably like, knew it.
Right. Well, it's like, like sometimes players just definitely don't want to be called something.
Yeah.
Like
Francisco doesn't want to be called
Frankie.
Yeah.
But one of the guys, I don't know who it was. Someone recently wrote on Twitter something Frankie, and everyone was like correcting the guy in the comments, and he just didn't give a fuck. I'm just doing it anyway. But I don't know. That's the good and the bad of sometimes with reporters who maybe don't necessarily get along with a player.
Oh my God! Speaking of which, did you see the Castellanos interview from the other day?
I did. I heard about it this morning on the Fan.
So silly. I mean,
did you hear the booze?
Yeah, the reporter.
Is that the question?
Okay, yeah. The general overview is Nick Castellanos was doing a post-game interview. He has not been playing well. The Phillies fans were booing him, and a reporter asked him, "Oh, did you hear the booze?" Like,
he said, "No, I'm deaf."
Yeah, he's like, "No, I'm deaf. I didn't hear it." And he was like, "Oh, like, so you didn't hear?" And he was like, "That was a stupid question." And he was like, "Well, why is it a stupid question?" He's like, "Let's ask everyone else." And they asked all the other reporters, "Can anyone want to tell him?"
Right.
And the reporter got like really upset and like pulled down his mask and was like taking a step towards him. It was really
weird,
bizarre. Yeah,
it's
the PR person had to like get in between them and be like, "All right, enough, get out."
Yeah.
Like, it was a stupid question. Obviously, you heard the booze. Like, you want to get him. You want to get a certain soundbite. You want him to talk about booze. There's different ways to approach that question to get him to talk about the booze. And hey, did you hear the booze?
Right.
So stupid.
So speaking of hearing things on the broadcast, so I was watching the game and I'm seeing them like zoom in on a couple Mets fans who looked like they were just cheering and chanting and clapping. And I was like, this almost looks like a roll call to me. Like, it seemed like they were doing a roll call, right?
No.
So I'm scrolling through Twitter. I got to find the tweet because I found something from Mike Puma. Here it is. Let me just share this really quick. So Puma was on Twitter. We got Callie here with her great Snapchat filter. But Puma wrote a tweet, Subway Fever heating up with a brief Yankee suck chant originating from far right field or from right field. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, like, I don't think people would just start a Yankee suck chant. In my experience, when certain things are happening, whether it's a Yankee fan in a section or someone that
There
there's
it
the
is.
sound. If you had how many minutes in?
Drink.
10 minutes and 57 seconds. Maybe that's exactly what it was last week.
Maybe
Maybe the computer knows when we go live to
10
bother
minutes,
us after 10
57
minutes. All right. So anyway, whenever something seems to be like a Yankee fan's in the section and we're not playing the Yankees or someone's doing something, that'll be your response. Yankees suck. And then people are like, well, other fans will hear it like, what is going on? Why are we caring about the Yankees? Right. So last night, after I saw this tweet and then I saw these guys on TV, which looked like they were starting a roll call. I quote tweeted and said, like, it might not be that they're saying Yankees suck because they're getting early on the Subway Series. It's they're probably responding to these guys like, hey, stop, because we're not Yankee fans.
Yeah.
So I got further clarification from Danny, who used to work here, who now, sits with us, and he's an SNY intern. He was there sitting to the section to the right, and they were in fact doing a roll call. I guess they got a couple players to respond, and then everyone else around them was like, yo, stop. This is not what we do here type thing.
Right.
So that was what was going on in the section. Fans, I mean, especially with us, how we're like, we don't like the wave and stuff.
Yeah.
When you start telling other fans like what to do, they get angry. It's like, don't police how you fan. Don't like what a gatekeep. Don't tell us what to do, whatever.
Listen,
it's undeniable that the roll call, Bald Vinny, Bleacher Creatures, that is their thing. Yet, let me be completely honest here.
Yeah.
He watches the show. A good friend of ours did once start a roll call at Citi Field.
Right.
Sitting with our section.
Right.
I wasn't doing it. I don't tell the section like, well, we do say don't do the wave, but I think it's just kind of like a known thing. Like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
But we got fucking killed on the fan after that.
Yeah.
Evan Roberts, he was, just used to do afternoons with Joe Beningo. They're like, the 7-line Army is doing the roll call. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, we don't do the roll calls.
Now we're associated.
Like, someone did it. People caught on.
I don't even think it's gatekeeping. It's like the wave is its own entity.
They did it last night.
But but the roll call is a distinct Yankee Stadium thing. And granted, maybe the casual baseball fan doesn't know that, and they just want to get players' attention, and that's a way to do it. Okay,
we do like one at a time. Like if Nimmo has a great play, like or a big home run,
yes. If they do something worthy of being chanted,
one player,
that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think it's gatekeeping to inform players like, hey, that team on the other side of town that we fucking
like 10 miles
hate?
Away? Yeah.
Like, that's their thing. And we're going to get you look like a cornball for doing this right now. There's nothing wrong with saying that. The wave is just you're distracting your own team. It's
I was
just
almost
stupid.
going to tweet this last night, and I didn't, but the Mets were up to bat. I think it was after they had already scored like 8 runs, whatever it was. And there was the wave going on. I was like, if there's any time to do it, like that would be the time.
Sure.
But the earlier in the season, Lori Rubenstein, Lori from The Fan wrote something like, why are they doing the wave? The tying runs on third, Bassett's struggling. That's when you don't do it.
When it's a close game and you would like, because and genuinely think about this. I can think of so many times where you're at a game, something is happening in a random section. All of a sudden you hear the crowd start screaming at seemingly nothing. Players on the field will look to be like, what is that? That happens every time the wave starts. Do you understand? You're distracting your own team. It's so stupid. Whatever. But
anyway, so the wave, the roll call, whatever. The wave is whatever. The roll call is clearly a Yankee thing.
Yeah, that's just no.
I'm also going to go on the record that in 2014, we did do the roll call in Miami.
Okay.
We were on the road. We did it in Miami, and it was actually, I didn't start it either. I don't even know who did. And, I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but they started it, and it was cool. And I was like, wow, there are already 3 players in, let it happen.
Yeah.
And everyone had fun, whatever. Like David Wright was there, Lucas Duda, I can't remember, Daniel Murphy.
I almost don't
Curtis
hate
Granderson.
that if it's on the road, because I think it's kind of awesome to be a section of 1,000 people in a whole ballpark and be loud enough to get each player's attention.
Because he was previously Yankee.
Right.
It was
that's
cool.
kind of cool, but definitely not at Citi Field ever.
Right.
Whatever.
So I'm sure we may hear it tomorrow. I don't know if any Yankee fans are going to be large enough or loud enough to pull it off at Citi Field. I think they've done it before, but whatever. So it is the 25th of July, which means we are 5 months away from Christmas.
I said that the first thing I woke up this morning and said was 5 months till Christmas.
Have you started shopping yet?
Absolutely not.
All right. Well, if you haven't and you want to, in an hour and 45 minutes, Christmas in July officially starts on the 7 Lines website.
Oh.
So what does that mean exactly? Christmas in July. We have never done this before, so it's almost like a mini Black Friday.
You need an All I Want for Christmas Is You button.
I know I should have. I mean, I know some people who sing Christmas music in the summer.
It might be me.
It might be you. Maybe been our whole 4th of July party.
And Katie's wedding.
Pissing off the neighbors. It is 12:30. Can you shut the music down? I wish I had that saved.
I forgot that was the song that put them over the edge.
Did I tell you that I apologized?
No, did you?
Yeah, I felt like a dick because I let it like a couple days went by and I saw the neighbor who I actually didn't even know he still lived there. I thought they moved. He's putting out his garbage cans and I rolled up and we were in the car with Kelly and Amelia and I opened the window. I'm like, hey, I know we overdid it a little bit the other night. Like, we got a little overboard. I'm sorry. And he's like, yeah, whatever, it happens. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, so I'm glad like we smoothed it over.
Yeah, but I mean,
and it's over.
Whatever. That was so extra.
It's 12:30. Can you shut down the music?
And he came up to my car.
Yeah, that was weird.
Whatever.
And that may have been like a cousin or something. I can't picture because this guy's so like mild mannered.
He was like older.
Yeah, but
like gray.
Old. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't
Christmas in July starts at 5 p.m. on the7line.com. If you go to the website after you listen to the show or watch the show, there'll be a banner on the top that says Christmas in July. Click that. All of the items in this specific collection will be discounted 25% off until tomorrow night, which is the 26th.
Oh, that includes all the Christmas stuff that's not out yet?
Exactly.
Wow.
So some of this Christmas stuff came in early and I was like, all right, we can either sit on this or we could put it up now, which doesn't even really make sense for us because why should we do this and give a discount? But we are. So to take part in this Christmas in July promo, you just have to use the promo code Christmas in July, no spaces. It gives you 25% off everything in this collection only. So if you go to try to buy like a different t-shirt or a hat, it's not going to apply. So some really great stuff here, dozens of items. So the button-up holiday shirts from last year, a couple of the ornaments, the Home and Apple socks, the Party Patrol jackets, the LGM chenille sweaters,
Love that sweater.
And then a bunch of accessories. So like Send the Beer Guy koozies. We got some pennants. We got some decals. We got some pins. Whole bunch of stuff. So 25% off plus free shipping on any order over $60. That's site-wide. So if you want to go buy something else and not pay shipping, you can do so by using, actually, there's no promo code for that. It's going to automatically apply. So Christmas in July, go on over to the site after you're done tomorrow night at midnight. So tomorrow night, if you're listening to this as a podcast, tomorrow night is the 26th. So after the game tomorrow night, if you want to still shop, you can up until midnight and we will get it out to you as soon as we possibly can. So
awesome.
Speaking of Christmas in July, tomorrow, we are now a week from tomorrow is the official deadline for the trade deadline.
Oh, okay.
The trade deadline is next Tuesday.
Yes.
It got pushed to the 2nd of August, probably because of the late start this season. And I am extremely confident that the team that we are watching today, tomorrow, and Friday coming up, whatever this week, is not going to be the team we see play next Tuesday.
By the grace of God. Yeah.
What do you think?
I hope so. I think we've talked about this already, but my very real and sincere fear is that we'll see a lot of what we kind of saw in the offseason, which is like seeing people use the Mets to like jack up the prices of people.
That's
and
what I was saying last week about Soto.
Yeah. And then nobody actually ends up going to them. That's a very real fear because I feel like that was happening to the Mets a lot the first few weeks of the offseason. And, let's hope and assume Steve Cohen is already in the works. You heard some rumors flying around about Josh Bell, I think, and other people, whatever. But if that's going to happen, like get it out of the way early enough that they actually get shit done by the deadline. That's my fear is that.
It comes to like the last minute though. Like the Cespedes signing happened like at the buzzer.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure like they
and
were
also,
doing deals behind the scenes.
Can I say my hot take theory?
Sure.
They are not. Watch them. Going to call him up like today, but I don't think they're calling up Alvarez yet because I don't think they want him to get hurt. I don't think they want him to come up and underperform because he is like the biggest trade bait they have, and I think it's very possible that they do trade him if they get the right.
Well, yeah,
back.
I agree with that. I think that the reason being
And let me just say, if they don't trade him at the deadline, they need to call him up immediately because the catcher situation is dire.
Yeah, it's atrocious.
Yeah.
So I agree with you in that aspect. I think that if they would have brought him up and he underperformed, then like his trade value is shit.
Right.
So why not have this guy who is
raking,
the top guy that we have, still sitting there waiting in the wings, and then if we can package him together with something big to get a superstar, then yeah, go for it. But some people are trying to say still that he's like untouchable, even though prospects don't always pan out.
No one should be untouchable.
Especially when you're getting if you do get Soto, he's so young that it's like, all right, you're already getting a guy that is young. that you may not have even seen his total
say,
ability.
I
yet,
honestly would rather
the ceiling's very
overpay
high.
for proven talent that ends up not lasting than turning that away for talent that hasn't been proven at all and may never provide any sort of value at all whatsoever. Like, I think it's, especially now, the Mets are very much in like a win now mentality. Steve Cohen came in and said, we're going to win the World Series between 3 to 5 years. Like, go for it. Right. I not to be reckless and like, get rid of the whole farm, but like, you should not, if it's to get, and again, I don't think they're getting Juan Soto, but if it's somebody of somewhat that caliber that's going to make that much of a difference, yes, I would say bye Alvarez.
Sure. I agree with that. So if you haven't seen, I don't know if we talked about this just on it. We just did an Instagram live before we went live here. And usually Julia and I don't get that much time together before the show starts. So I'm not sure I've even talked about this yet. Yeah. But yesterday, Gil Hiodges was inducted into the Hall of Fame finally.
Yes, we did talk about this on the Instagram live.
On the Instagram live we did, but we didn't talk about it here yet. No. So yesterday, finally, Gil Hiodges was entered into Cooperstown. Well, too late in pretty much everyone's opinion.
Absolutely.
Now that there's a committee involved, I guess, with certain alumni that can vote people in after the fact, like after they're off the ballot. So thankfully, Gil Hiodges was in, or is in now. His daughter gave the speech, and it seemed to be a great day for everyone. Just unfortunately, a little late because Gil couldn't, experience it.
Right.
But yesterday, which was great planning, the Mets gave away this Gil Hiodges bobblehead, which you see now on the screen. We have 2 from the Mets, so thanks to them for sending these out to us. And we are going to be giving them away for free right now on the show. So in order to get involved in that, all you have to do is simply share the show. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the little share button. If you're watching on Twitter, you can hit the little retweet button.
Snap it to the chat.
Snap it to your chat if you have Snapchat. I hit the wrong thing. I'm all discombobulated here. It's a Monday instead of a Tuesday.
Yeah,
so
this is
basically,
sure.
share the show if you're watching on Facebook, retweet if you're watching on Twitter. That automatically puts you in the running. And next week, we will select one winner at random on each of those platforms to win the bobblehead. And you will also get a package of Coney Island Brewing Company stuff when we just got new things in today.
Should I show it off?
Show it off.
Okay.
So some new Henley style, that's what they call like the baseball style undershirts.
Sure.
3/4 sleeve, Coney Island on the left chest, Mets logo on the sleeve.
Trying to show it, but you get the gist. It's a Mets logo.
And then also these really cool canvas tote bags.
I love this.
With like an all over print of like different Mets doodles. You kind of can't really get it too close there, but those are awesome as well. It's like a natural color, tan and blue.
It's very similar to like the party time pattern.
Very awesome. So share the show. That's how you're putting the running. But we also want to know where you guys are watching from. We like to give you guys little shout outs. We are live now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And Joe DeMeo is checking in saying Soto is the exception to the rule. I guess he's meaning the exception, like Alvarez is not untouchable.
Right.
If it means
the
getting Soto. So
Joe.
If you want to know more about stuff that's like, X's and O's.
Oh, please go to Joe.
Like we said last week.
This is not the place.
It's funny too. Like Joe watches the show and listens to the show, I guess. I'm glad he's watching live right now. But he's like a after the fact checker. Like he'll text me after the show.
Yes, but I love that.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Keep us humble.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So shout out to the Mets pod and Mets Up and whoever else that you watch for that type of stuff. For us, it's like dog walking and the tailgate party and dirt bike racing, weddings, bachelorette parties.
Yes, I was in Nashville this weekend. So much fun.
What's there to do there?
Listen to live music and people watch.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
So last week we talked about the tick pick offer, and we posted the image after the fact, and everyone had to go in and retweet it and follow tick pick. And I think we got like over 1,000 people to get involved in that giveaway.
Oh, amazing.
And the winner was Christopher Schultz.
Amazing, Christopher.
Which I heard he's going to go to the game on Wednesday thanks to tick pick. That was like the easiest contest to ever enter.
That was
just
awesome.
Retweet something.
Yeah.
And now he's going to Citi Field on field level seats. So he basically got like $400 for free.
They give him 2?
Yeah, 2 tickets.
Wow.
Of course.
Wild.
You ever go to the movies by yourself?
Not the movies, no. But I've like gone out to eat by myself, things like that.
Yeah, that's normal. People go out to like lunch because they're at work or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've been to the movies by myself.
I wouldn't mind if there's just never been a movie that I've wanted to see so badly that I go by myself. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did go by myself once.
What movie?
I went to see the Impractical Jokers movie in theaters because Joe
That's
Gatto.
a movie?
Well, they had made a movie right before COVID hit, and Joe Gatto had tweeted that he was going to be at the movie theater at Deer Park. So I was like, oh, I'll go. I want to meet Joe. So I went by myself for that instance. But
I saw one of the, I don't know if it was like Lethal Weapon or Die Hard, one of those like movies with one of those I saw by myself. Anyway, so that has nothing to do with any of this. But TickPick did give away 2 tickets to Christopher Schultz. So shout out to
He's not going
Christopher.
alone. That's the whole point.
He's not going alone. He's going with somebody. We don't know who. But if you want to go to the game and you didn't pick up tickets yet, go to tickpick.com. We love TickPick. No fees. Go on over there and browse their site. If you type in Mets, you can see here on the screen tomorrow's game. You can get in the least expensive ticket for tomorrow as of right now is $97, and on Wednesday it's $107.
I was going to say under 100 is like for Subway Series, not terrible. But again, the longer you wait, they're probably going to go maybe down. Not too far down.
No,
down. When people
realize,
I don't know,
you know better than me. You're
when people realize,
pro.
Oh my God, time's running out. These tickets aren't selling.
They'll lower the price.
It's the Subway Series. Someone will buy it if it's a little lower. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but then you look down, you scroll down. The next time they come home against the Braves, you can get in for $12,
which is honestly a nuts price for Mets versus Braves in August.
$12.
Yeah. So maybe hop on that before those prices get jacked up, because I have a feeling once that series becomes closer.
And that's a Thursday too. You can get in that Friday.
Yeah.
Versus the Braves on August 5th for $18.
Let's go.
That's versus Braves. That's insane.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you want to go tomorrow though, there are still tickets available. The way it works is you click the listing for that game, and you can see here on the map there are a ton of tickets. And like you said, they probably are going to go down, because if you're a seller and you see there's this many tickets available, you're probably going to lower the price. And
also, you know what, guys? If this is the game that you want to get into and it is a pricier game, if you are a first-time user, it is a great time to use the promo code that we have. Use promo code OABT for any order over $99 if you're a first-time user, and you will get 10% off. So
absolutely
a way to bring down that price.
And the best part is when they do lower the price, that's the price you're going to pay. It's not like this BS where like they hit you with all the fees and all this other crap at the end.
Right. So if you think these are pricey, go to any other ticket site. It's going to be pricier. TickPick is the place to be.
Exactly. So thanks to TickPick for that. So Vogelbach
what
from
a
the
name,
Pirates.
what a man.
I put something up. I saw it last night. I think I don't know, one of our friends wrote like Big Sexy 2.0. And I was like, all right, I can kind of roll with that.
That's fine.
But I mean, once you have a Big Sexy, kind of like that is no one else is gonna really be Big Sexy, but it's just like a social media thing.
Big something else. Or he could just be what's his first name? Or just
be himself. I don't care.
What his first name is. I don't care.
Vogelbach.
I don't know. I don't
from the Pirates. And you know what? Everything I've heard about him so far from, reading over the past few days.
Yeah.
Great clubhouse presence.
His post-game interview was adorable too.
Great. And I think he knows what his role is. Come in. He doesn't expect to play every day. DH, come in, hopefully mash. And when I was watching the game last night, guys seemed to have like great discipline at the plate.
Right.
He walked, he got on base, he contributed, he scored a run. He had a great, heads up base running play.
He's like a different flavor of Travis Jankowski. Like Travis Jankowski knows he's like, I'm there to pinch hit, occasionally play the outfield. Those guys are like, I am there to mash dingers and nothing else.
Right.
But they know their role, and that's great. Do you have his first name? I feel terrible.
I think it's Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah,
okay.
Whatever. I mean,
it matters. We should know their names.
Well, no, it's like
fact checkers. What's his name?
Kanya goes yesterday. I cut off the rest of that clip because it's not going to let that run on for like a minute or two, whatever it was. But he's like, for the rest of the game, I just want to go by Kanya. I don't want to have two names.
Yeah,
I
they
want to be
said like a soccer player, just Kanya.
Or like Seal. What do you say? I
Beyonce.
want to be like Seal.
Yeah.
Beyonce, Bono, Kanye. He's like, just Kanya.
Kanya.
Yeah. So Daniel, it is.
I guess I could say it. So I was talking about this with Chris last night. We were watching the game, and I really wanted to make a sign for a game where it was literally just a giant corn on the cob with Canna's face on it, and it just says Canna corn. I was like, this ruins it because that's not how you say it. So then Chris came up with Kanya Feel the Love Tonight. So I'm going to make both and then a third sign that says or, and then just hold them all up at the same time.
I wonder if Real Black is watching this right now, because can you feel the love?
Or Kanya, if you want to be Portuguese and correct, it works either way.
Maybe you should do it. Maybe you could be the next.
Oh, I'm not singing shit, but I'll make the signs and I'll bring them tomorrow because that's a good time to do it.
All right, yeah, may as well. That'd be fun. So if you also didn't see the news yesterday, Jacob deGrom threw at Citi Field, and I think he has another bullpen plan, or maybe the bullpen was yesterday. But the plan as of now is to have him pitch another rehab start and then join the Mets. So maybe, I don't know, maybe Miami at some point.
I'm not even thinking about it. Honestly, it's not that I don't care. I totally care, but I'm not letting it play with my emotions because I don't. Everything about his timeline has been so inconsistent and iffy, which is fine. That happens with injuries. But to get myself excited and then just disappointed or frantic and anxious that something's wrong, it's just he'll come back when he's good and ready, and that's fine. And I will be happy when he does. But I'm not.
Jacob,
so we got this from Buck.
deGrom, you're right. And talk to him a little bit. Seemed to go well. See how he feels tomorrow, and then make a decision on where he goes and when.
So Buck doesn't really give you much because he doesn't want to.
I feel like me and Buck are on the same page.
He also ended that with the beat. I think that was yesterday, saying like, I'm not trying to say a specific timeline because if it doesn't happen, you guys are going to hold me to it.
Right. Well, that's kind of how I feel. It's just like there's no point in speculating and then getting ourselves all worked up and anxious when it doesn't go according to plan. It doesn't mean like, oh, there was a huge setback and whatever. It just means this happens. He's an older star pitcher who throws really hard. They have to be cautious and take their time. And I don't really think you can follow too specific of a timeline when you're dealing with that. So when he comes back and great for us.
Well, speaking of timeline, also Trevor May pitched for the Rumble Ponies yesterday and seemed to be okay. So we'll see what happens with that as well. So, in years past, when the Mets would make no moves, but we had guys like about to come up to like, well, this is almost like the trade deadline. Yeah. We just almost, if we're getting back to deGrom, we're getting back May, like that's our move right there. You know, and like you kind of get talked into it, but
no, they need to do more.
No, exactly. So speaking of doing more, did you happen to see, I know you had a little bit of a busy time before you got here. Did you see that the Mets changed their profile photos on every single platform?
No.
Okay. So at around like noon today, the Mets changed their profile on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to just this black and white logo.
What's the reason?
I don't know. So we're not exactly sure yet.
Have any other teams done this? Is this like an MLB thing or is it just the Mets?
I typed good question, because I typed that in after seeing this to see if anyone else did. The Yankees did not. Let's see, who else can we type in? Let's just type the Cubs, for instance. The Cubs did not. So I don't know what's going on, but I did reach out to someone hoping to get an answer, and I can't say who they are because they
your source.
I was expecting no reply.
Right.
Like, who do you think you are? Like trying to get the dirt here. But what I was told was you have to wait till Thursday. So it's Monday. You're going to make fans speculate what this could be until Thursday?
I hate to be that person, but like this is like Taylor Swift level marketing where she will just change her profile picture and say nothing for days to get conversation going, make people talk about it. You do the same thing. You will just throw something out there, get people to like talk about it, and then never mention it again for like months. It's marketing. It's good. We're talking about it, aren't we?
You know the Mets logo was supposed to be pink initially?
Oh, why didn't they do that?
I don't know, but the original
I would have
artist,
loved that.
This was a submission. Like there was a contest to come up with the Mets logo in the 60s, obviously.
Yes, I remember hearing about that.
And if you Google it, the submission was pink. The initial colors for the Mets may have been pink.
I would have loved that.
You didn't know that?
Black and white. Honestly, again, it very much feels like when Taylor Swift entered her Reputation era. She was all black and white, everything. Wow, look at that.
I don't know if that was the original. Yep. All hail the pink and black New York Mets.
That would have been so sick. There's enough orange and blue sports teams in New York.
So
we could have done pink and
So
and
this is from where is this? Todd Radham. He posted this. This was the original design in the 60s. So if you want to do some research, read a little bit about it, that is what we may have been.
What a shame.
Which I'm wearing. I can't really answer this right now. I should though.
Who is it?
It's something
Work.
with the building.
Oh.
Yeah, work. what I'm doing right now.
On the other side of work.
Yeah, I wore a pink tie to Katie's wedding.
Yeah, well, pink is
I like
a
pink.
great color.
I'm okay.
Flattering
with
on everyone. I think it's them. Do you need to take this?
it. I don't know.
Should I bullshit about dogs for a few minutes?
No.
Yeah, they're calling the warehouse now.
It must be important then.
The answer. It's okay. I'll take questions
they'll
from the
hang up.
fact checkers.
Maybe they'll call me back on the cell phone. That'll answer it. It's our dumpster company, and I
Oh.
don't think anyone's blocking the dumpster.
No, I'm parked in the front, so it's not me.
All right, and we don't throw anything illegal in the garbage here, so I don't know what that could be. Anyway,
It's always something every week.
I like
There's
that though.
just something
That's what makes
random.
this show what it is.
I know.
We were talking about dogs before we went live. And I was asking you if there's any like podcast specifically
About
dedicated to like
dogs.
dog walkers.
Yeah. Well,
Do you think dog walkers would listen to a podcast about dog walking while they're walking dogs?
oh God, I wouldn't. I would not. I'd be like, I have enough. I mean, this is just the technical side of things. I don't like listening to anything when I'm walking dogs. You need all your senses
Right.
when you're on the clock because you need to hear what's happening around you.
Well, I don't know if you watch Seinfeld, but Kramer had an idea for a coffee table book
Yes,
about
that
coffee tables.
looks like a
That would be
coffee
pretty
table.
cool.
Yeah.
So I saw this funny video, which I showed everyone in my house afterwards, of this woman pretending to be on the phone. I don't know if you saw it.
Mhm.
And her dog was behind her, and she was using like all the keywords
Oh
that the dog
yes,
knows.
and their
And
face.
the dog was like, she was saying like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the store and pick up some treats." And the dog's like this,
Yeah.
and then like she like rattles off the names of like the kids in the
I
house.
have to do that with Freddie.
It's great.
He would be so perfect
Yeah.
for that too.
And what did you say? There's dog owners.
Yes, there's dog owners and dog lovers.
Gotcha.
People who view dogs as a dog and dogs as family. There's a different distinction.
All right. Big difference there. All right. So listen, guys, speaking of family and whatnot, we are going to get the whole crew together. Julia's going to show up late, I think.
I think I'll be on time.
Oh, no way, really?
I think I figured it out. We
So-
should be good.
Awesome. So come on out this Friday. Julia's going to be signing autographs. And you come hang out with us at Aruga's. It's going to be a great time. It's on the corner of, I think, South Ocean, whatever it is, and Main Street in Patchogue. So come on out, watch party at Aruga's, sponsored by us and Coney Island Brewing Company. What they are doing is giving away a whole bunch of Coney Island stuff just by showing up. So show up, purchase some Coney Island pints, and you're going to get a ticket with every time you purchase a pint. And that's going to put you in the running to win this stuff here that you see on the screen. If you're listening afterwards, it's a whole bunch of co-branded Coney Island / Mets stuff. And we're also going to be giving out a whole bunch of stuff from the 7 Line there. So I don't know how I'm going to really take care of it. Maybe I'll just bring like Homer and Apple socks for home runs or different t-shirts or whatever it is.
That would be fun.
And throwing stuff out in the crowd, or maybe walking up to people. You could do like a live Big Apple trivia with the table.
Oh heck
maybe.
yeah! That was my original
Now I'm
vision
giving
for
you
that.
things that you have to like now.
Now I
you
have
want-
work.
You want to like go hang out, and I'm like, all right, now I have to
Now you have
go.
a job. Well, honestly, my original vision for Big Apple Trivia was more kind of like a beer money style show where one day we could play it at tailgates where it's just going up to people and asking questions on the spot. Enough of the
Yeah.
close your eyes, don't read the comments.
So maybe like walk up to a table and be like, hey, first person to like tell me Kaz Matsui's number, and they'll give him a hat or something.
we could do that.
And that'll be easy.
We'll figure it out.
So come on out. It's going to be a great time. The game on Friday starts at 6:40. So make sure you remember it's not 7:10. It's a half hour earlier. So we're going to get there around 5. Julia's probably not going to be there that early, but we're going to get there around 5. And that's when the pregame specials start. So Aruga's is doing half price wings and half price drinks during the pregame. So if you're not into beer for whatever reason, you could pick up whatever you want for half price. And then you could certainly partake in the $6 Coney Island pints as well. That's an all-night special. So even after the game, if you want to just stay for the night and enjoy yourself in Patchogue, it's going to be a fun time. So the address is 1 West Main Street. Very easy.
Easy peasy.
1 West Main Street. Just type in Aruga's into your Uber or whatever, however you're going to get there. I don't recommend driving.
Nah.
Even if you're a designated driver, I don't recommend driving.
This is how you party responsibly, friends.
Because the parking situation over there could be a little hectic, especially on a Friday. So actually, you know what? Take it back. It's a summer. A lot of people do like outdoor summer stuff over there.
I don't know.
Main Street isn't as busy in the summer. over
Yeah?
there.
Okay.
In like the spring
Take
and
your
the
word for
fall,
it.
Main Street's pretty nuts because there's no place else to go. But
Yeah.
coming out, it's going to be a fun time. And if you don't know much about Coney Island Brewing Company, I don't know where you've been because we talk about them every week here on the show.
Hey, get educated.
They are the official beer sponsor of all things 7 Line. So whatever we do, we try to incorporate Coney Island the best we can. So like tomorrow at the tailgate, I'll have a couple beverages. First come, first serve.
You good?
No, I got something stuck in my throat.
Have a Coney Island.
I should, right?
Wash it down.
I can't, not yet. So come on out and partake in the Coney Islands either at Aruga's or tomorrow at the tailgate. But hit up ConeyIslandBeer.com, scroll down to the bottom and type in your zip code for the beer finder. And like for instance, this is our zip code here, 11788. Hit Beer Me. It'll load in a second or two. There you go. And then it'll show you everywhere that you could pick up Coney Island beer
fancy.
Close to you. If you happen to be going to a game anytime soon, you should definitely go check them out as well. They have their own little mobile stand behind section 114 with the Mermaid, the Merman. They got the beach beer. That's their special limited edition summer beer. And you can also enter yourself into the giveaway for the free season tickets for next season, which is an incredible giveaway. All you have to do is text the word Coney Mets to 855-933-4223. And that puts you into the running to win the 2 season tickets to next season, the $100 gift card that you could spend at their brewery, and also a bunch of swag like, the t-shirts, the hats, the pint glasses, all that stuff. So definitely go check them out. Also at the brewery in Coney Island. They are connected to the Cyclones team ballpark, which we
I'll never know how to say.
We should actually after we do figure it out, because people always tell us in the comments, Maimonides or something like that.
When we go to Aruga's, we'll listen to people tell us, and then hopefully remember it by the time we come back here on Tuesday.
Maimonides.
Memories. Mammogram.
Yeah, whatever. Something with an M. That's where they are in Coney Island, but you don't even really need to know that. Just go to Coney Island, go to where the ballpark is, and that's where they're connected to. They're open every day. It's not one of those things where it's like just game days. They have 12 taps of limited brewery only exclusives. They have a full kitchen, indoor and outdoor area, live music, comedians playing. They do like comedy shows there and stuff like that. So it's going to be a great time if you happen to head out to Coney Island. I definitely recommend stopping by the brewery. So each week we give away some stuff from Coney Island, like we said, and we should get to that now. I did contact these people already. I did get their addresses already.
You are on a hot streak.
But listen, if you are waiting on stuff, the reason why we didn't ship it out yet was because I was waiting.
Contacting people but not shipping it?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
I'm ahead of it.
All right.
I got their addresses. I got their sizes.
But
we couldn't ship them. The shirts didn't come until today.
Okay.
We ran out of the last batch of shirts.
Fine.
New shirts came, hats came, tote bags came. We got a bunch of stuff. So let's announce last week's winners. On Twitter, we got at DMorales125. And on Facebook, Anthony Labrador.
Wow, love that name.
I know.
Very good for the dog brand.
I'm not sure if that's his real last name or if that's what he's going with. So I actually hit him up and I'm like, let me know your name that you want on the package. Is it Labrador or is it Poodle? Is it whatever? Not making fun of you because that's a great last name.
No, it's a great name.
Let us know and we will. No way. I thought I just saw a Jacob deGrom announcement.
Oh my God.
But it's not.
False alarm.
So if you want to get involved, share the show right now for next week. Also Coney Island stuff and the Gil Hiodges bobbleheads. So I did get contacted yesterday from Donovan Mitchell Sr.
Oh.
Donovan Mitchell Jr., the basketball player.
Correct.
If you know of him. Big Mets fan. He's very active on the internet, which is great because like the people who follow him because of his basketball career who don't care about the Mets are probably like,
force-fed Mets content.
Kind of like when people follow me and I write about dirt bikes. And they're like, I don't
stick to the
care
brand.
about this.
Yeah.
Like what?
Or people follow me from Mets and I just go on like a month-long bender when I only tweet about Taylor Swift. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
So I did get contacted yesterday and he just wanted to ask me if I could help shed some light on this. And I would love to because it's for a great cause. So the NYPD and the FDNY are playing against each other. It's called the Battle of the Badges charity baseball game. Let me turn this banner off the bottom because it's kind of confusing or annoying. It's called the Battle of the Badges. It is on August 11th at Citi Field. The FDNY and the NYPD baseball teams will be playing off against each other or facing off against each other for $20 to get in. It's for charity. All proceeds will for the game will benefit the NYPD and FDNY charities. And I hit him up and I was like, anything else I possibly need to know about this to, fill in with the fans. Parking free.
Wow.
Concession stands will be open. Obviously not all of them because it depends on capacity, but
Right.
it is first come, first serve seating. So if you spend $20,
Cool.
it's general admission. So when could you ever go to Citi Field for $20?
Right, and
Sit kind of like wherever you want. Well, I take it back because they didn't tell me where, but it's general admission. So I'm
Right.
assuming any open seat that's allowed to be taken, you
Right.
can take.
And I cannot imagine that they wouldn't let you into all of the field level sections, because why would they want people like sitting up in the
Right.
500s for this game?
Plus, it's also like more exciting when you're like, close together.
Right.
And I highly doubt they're going to open up the upper decks
Yeah.
because it's like more to clean
Exactly.
and more staffing and stuff like that.
I
So I
think it'll
bet
be
you
a
it's probably just field level.
event.
$20. And I asked, like, is this the first year or whatever? And he, as far as he knows, I think he's been with the Mets since 2011. They haven't had this at Citi Field yet. I think I've heard of these games before being played in like Coney Island. But as far as Citi Field, I haven't heard of this yet. So
Yeah, me either.
August 11th, $20. Head on out to Citi Field. Obviously, the Mets are away. Let me see if that's a Mets off day, because that would be cool if the Mets weren't playing. You have nothing conflicting. You don't want to stay home and watch the
Yes.
game. Let me see. August 11th. Yep, the Mets are off. So it's sandwiched between the Cincinnati game on the 10th and the Phillies coming to town on the 12th. So you got nothing else going on. If you're a Mets fan and you just want like enjoying your time at the ballpark, which a lot of us do,
Great place to be.
head on out to Citi Field. $20, free parking, concessions will be open. Sit pretty much wherever you want and enjoy some time at the ballpark. So that's pretty cool. So thanks to
Nice.
him for reaching out, and I told him I would do my best to get the word out there. So
Yes.
I haven't seen it promoted anywhere else yet. So
I did
that's the
see
story.
something.
oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh wait, and I didn't say where to buy the tickets.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm sorry about
important.
that. That's pretty important. Where is it? So Mets.com/Battle of the Badges. I'm sure the Mets probably tweet this out as well, but
Yeah.
we're trying to help out when we can. So Battle of the Badges, go check that out and pick up tickets, $20.
Great.
So you're back from Nashville.
I am back from
The
Nashville.
weekend before that, we had the wedding.
You want to hear what my life has been like?
Was there
the
any
past couple
gambling in
months?
Nashville? Is there any casinos there?
Not that I saw. It's
A lot of cowboy hats.
Oh my god, cowboy hats,
Flannel and
cowboy
cowboy hats?
boots, everything. Disco kind of. It's just a whole. It was very, very fun. But I'm very tired. It's cool though. It's like every bar has like multiple floors, and there's like a live band on every floor.
That's cool.
It's really fun. It
I
was
love
a great
going
time.
to places with live music.
Yeah, but like my life the past couple months, it was Katie's bridal shower, wedding in Aruba, Katie's bachelorette in Vegas, sister-in-law's bridal shower, sister-in-law's bachelorette in Nashville. Katie's wedding was last weekend too. I am so tired, and thank God I have nothing until this wedding in October. I'm going to take so many naps. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to be working the rest of the summer. You'll never see me. So
Kelly and I said to her after the wedding the other day that we don't have any weddings on our calendar that we know of.
yeah,
We don't have any weddings on the calendar at all for like the foreseen future. So
yeah.
it took me long enough to remember July 16th. So
God
now
help
I don't
the
have,
next person.
unless I'm missing something, I don't
Yeah.
have any other weddings coming up, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
not cool. I mean, not that I mind going to weddings, but
No, it's just nice. It's a lot. I'm
It
very
is a lot.
tired.
So come on out tomorrow. I think I talked about this in the jump. It's funny, like when we did the live and I started talking about stuff, I don't remember what I talked about.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we will be tailgating and we would love to have you out. It is in the marina lot. If you aren't sitting with us, it is totally fine. Just come on down.
I will be here. I'm so excited.
You're going to be at the game. Wow, you're going to 2 events in 1 week.
I know. Who is she?
Tailgating Tuesday, Aruga's on Friday.
I cannot remember the last time I went to a Mets game or a
Tailgate.
7-line game.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
Yeah.
So come on out. Subway Series tailgate at Citi Field. We're going to be in our usual spot in the marina lot. Of course, the Mets are expecting large crowds for this, so the earlier you can get there, the better.
What time does the Marina Lot open? Does it?
I think it's open like
whenever?
now. If
Yes.
you want to go start tailgating now, I'm sure you can.
Go whenever.
That gate, like if you could see here, this gate is always open, I think, because
Awesome.
people come down here and like launch their boats and go jet skiing and so on and so forth. So if you're putting it into like an Uber or something like that, Marina East is what you want to put into the parking
Do
lot.
people jet ski there?
Yeah, that's why she went swimming.
Jet skiing?
Yeah, jet
Wow.
ski. You can fish from there.
Well, fishing I understood, but
Yeah, jet skiing.
Ugh. gross.
Yeah, well, Shu went swimming. So that was
Ew.
Rudy and Shu both
There you
went
go.
swimming a few years ago. So anyway, come on down. This is bring your own stuff and respect the lot tailgate. So if you see coolers and people don't say to you like, "Hey, would you like something out of my cooler?" Don't just like jump in and take from someone. People do that.
I know.
They walk up and they think like, oh, this is a
It's
community cooler.
yeah,
It's
no,
really not. So ours is.
Yes, the Coney Islands. If you see Coney Island,
Yeah.
you're probably
But
fine.
don't like walk up to people that you don't know and just start drinking and eating their food.
That's a faux pas.
Not that we're, not friendly people, but some people show up and they bring like a bag of chips and they bring like some cookies or something.
It's like you're going to a friend's barbecue.
Exactly.
You bring something.
Not everyone does though.
Yeah.
So anyway, come on down. It's going to be fun. Even if you're not sitting with us, you're more than welcome to come down. I know people have work, people have jobs, so I don't know how big of a tailgate this is going to be, but we're going to try to have as much fun as we can before we roll into the ballpark.
It's going to be fun.
If you're a fan of the show Survivor, we talked about this.
Yes.
I know you don't watch Survivor.
We talked about this in the pre-show. We didn't talk about it on this show.
Mike from Survivor lives in Hoboken, big Mets fan. I think he's going to come down. Not to blow up his spot now that he has to like sign autographs and kiss babies, but if you're a Survivor fan and you like fun and like the Mets, Mike will probably be there. I know he's sitting with us, so he got tickets to sit in the section, which is cool. So.
I'm getting so anxious. I cannot have the Mets get pushed out of first place by the Yankees. They need to win both of these games. That just became like a thought in my head.
We're good. I don't even know who the Braves are playing this week, but
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Just like you not understanding why the Mets were not the favorite.
We're going to talk about this every week.
That was great.
Every week.
Wait, why aren't the Mets the favorite? They're playing in Houston against the Astros.
I didn't know they hadn't won since 2011 in Houston. Whatever.
All right, whatever. So listen, guys, that's the show. Special Monday night or Monday afternoon edition. We're almost an hour.
That's fine.
Doesn't matter unless you got something else you want to talk about. Christmas in July. Hit up the site. Shop tonight up until tomorrow at 11:59. 25% off a whole bunch of stuff. Free shipping if you spend $60 or more. It's not a site-wide deal, but the shipping offer is. So if you pick something up that's not discounted and you still want to get it shipped to your house for free, we will cover that for you. Special shout out to TickPick. Use the promo code OABT for $10 off your order of $99 or more. First-time users through the app. Coney Island Brewing Company, we love you. Can't wait to hang out with you on Friday at Aruga's. Julia Quadrino Dog Care, hit her up if you need anyone to walk your dog. And I think that's it. See you guys next week.
That's it. Yeah, or no, we'll see you tomorrow, and then we'll see you Friday, and back here next week.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Back to Tuesdays next week.
Tuesday.
All right, guys. My computer's fucking up, so put it in the books.
Put it in the books.